Test.
Recording.
This is the first recording.
Night recording.
Amazon.
Or the night.
Ayahuasca visions and dreams are of the same world. Sitting in the dugout canoe, my indigenous companion paddling, slowly heading up river, and my mind is wandering. The sun just went down. The sky is intense red. The forest has turned dark green. The air is thick, sonic, and humid, hypnotic. Going to see an Ayahuasquero who sings magnificent Icaros, shaman songs of knowledge and power that are vegetal poems and that evoke another reality and allow us to enter into this other world. These Icaros can be like ropes that we can hang on to when we're drowning in the visions. I've been bowled over like by big waves in the visions. The only thing to do is to listen to the melody and to hang on to it, follow it, breathe, and hold on to the melody. That's got me out of trouble several times. When I think of Icaros, these are songs of drunkenness. And they say these Icaro songs are paths that allow us to understand drunkenness and navigate in it when we are in drunkenness. Through the melodies we can see, and when we see, we understand, and we know. Anthropologist Jean-Pierre Chaumet says, this is how the experience of the Ayahuasca shaman is ordered. First, shamans see. What they see gives them knowledge. And that knowledge is power. shows up with his ayahuasca in a bottle. The cork is made of an old corn cob. The liquid is reddish, almost brown. The taste is terrible. It's so bitter it makes me shudder.
Ayahuasca, mamaikuna. Cuida namba, shamari kumbai.
The sun lights his mapacho, dark tobacco rolled in a cigarette, has an acrid smell. The smoke protects from evil spirits. Smoke protects. He blows his smoke onto the crown of my head, and I can feel a kind of cleansing with pearls and diamonds in his smoke. To the left and to the right and above and below the crown and on the hands. And there's also the perfume, the little bottle of flowered water, sweet smell of flowers. Puts perfume in his mouth and spits a bit of perfume on me. It's delicious. Puts some on my temples and on the crown of my head, and this mix of flower smell and tobacco smoke plunged into this almost liquid space, sonic space. Breath and smoke are like oxygen that clean and guide and calm.
Enjoy it.
I swallow the bitter liquid.
Asentado está un poco fuerte.
We're sitting on the platform of a quiet house, surrounded by the sounds of the forest at night. And in the silence, the forest seems to turn up the volume, and the shaman starts whistling a melody at a barely audible level. I feel the vision as splashes series of images that fit the dissonant loops of his melodies, which are so simple that they go right to the bottom of my heart. And these melodies are like a technology for navigating modified consciousness. Shaman is shaking his kappa leaves to beat the rhythm. The sound gets away and runs around space like a ventriloquist from left to right, from up to down.
Listo. Ayahuasca, 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 mamaikuna. Cuida nampa, yamari kumpai. Arcananche sesión sitaini, arcananche los presentes. Guarmisita Juanquincito, sinche medicina, chuya almacitaini. Guaira espirituoini. Arcananche arcanita, mamancuna troncoinita. Pachamaikuna shamikuna kaireri, pachamaikuna shamikuna kaireri. Pachamaikuna kaireri. Limpia guarmicita y cuna, limpia guanquincito y cuna. Na 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 ni no are re 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 do re re na ni no re 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 do Nine ni no re 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 ya re
My skin is damp. Cold sweat. Feel like vomiting. Images have grown more intense. When I close my eyes, I can see inside my body. It's red. It's all red. Fluorescent red inside my body.
Yamankuna Yamurengeruna Ora Yamuini
Leaning on a tree, vomiting colors, electric red. And suddenly I can feel these entities that are standing just behind my head, just out of my field of vision. A white one to my right and a dark one to my left, and they start telling me what to do. They say, rinse your mouth with water, but don't swallow the water. And I follow their advice, and once I've finished these ablutions, I go back to where the shaman is singing, and he stops and asks me if they told me not to drink the water. And I managed to say yes. And then he continues his song.
De la selva yari como viene, nay, 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 nay. Vuelta, vuelta, cuna, rimonguille, roi, 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 roi. Tronco y runa, yari, María Dios de nay, 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 nay. Como orilla, cuna, la de nuestro abuelo,
Kaleidoscopic images of rodents with bloody mouths and worrying images of my father. All that is quickly replaced by two enormous fluorescent serpents, 15 yards long, 1 yard high. Colors 10 to 100 times more intense than ordinary reality. These serpents start explaining things to me in a telepathic language that goes right through my forehead. And the first thing they say is, you're just a tiny human being. A tiny human being. Human being. Ecound blast out of my body like I find myself miles above the planet. I look down and it's all covered in ice. It's outlandishly beautiful, but
上我有着看到着，上我有着看到不，西南有着看到不，我说啊有下马送个呀呢，上我一问啊有说，上我说啊要给，上我说啊要给。什么的比个人人，什么的比个人人，马个带我卡比个呀个，让我没的心那么，让我没的心那么，让我不给呀嘛，那我说啊。山我有这色，那么巴呀，给那个走啊不啊
penetrates and knots my stomach, and then under influences my understanding of the world. I know it contains hallucinogenic molecules, vegetalize my brain, and my vegetalized brain shows me images of animals and plants.
ra ramakaya ibagano ring agoni ki magade no go vada posama bisania kekaina Hasama bewa inage bewa koji aboge bewa kai maboge koji aboja mage jangagai Taya bi bonde ging a go a gi bonde bonde yon dana razana padrama voge zana kano ma voge no goyo ragano ya biga jinagano ya biga jinagano wa ya biga se fue.
Navigating a modified psyche is like sailing the high seas. And on occasion I've fallen overboard because the waves were so strong. And overboard, at least there are the Ayahuasqueros. They are lifelines. The melodies and the songs are lifelines. And I know I've got to catch them and hold on tight. And I follow the melody. And if ever there were a time to pray, even for an agnostic, this is it. Pray, breathe, listen to the melody. That's what's gonna save your skin. That's what saved my skin more than once.
Ayahuasca borikin no abunshulakai shawabutam rawashukubu sama samati sama shunjano nanai sama shunjano nanai ayahuasca medicina Bashawati no yoja ayahuasca medicina ayahuasca medicina Bashwami Siri No Hana Washawakai Shawabu no Mabu Ayahuasca medicina Bakawarai no Samataibu No Yorawina Yamecha Pashundano Mi Wino Mi Yoravu Mi Wino Mi Yoravu Neskarariki Pamarami Wina Mi Yoravu Neskarariki Shina Shamare Mia Yoravu
I see myself in a film, and I'm filmed from the level of my waist, and I realize that I'm inside the head of my 10-year-old son, and seeing myself through his eyes, and I'm way up there, 5'10", and not even looking at him, and he's talking to me, and I'm going, I'm visibly lost in my ideas, thinking once again about all kinds of important thoughts. Dad is always reading books and writing things and thinking, but meanwhile, he's passing by his kids and the life of his kids, and I realize that the absolute priority is not to pass by my children. And I see in this film that it's urgent for me to pay attention each time my children speak to me, to look at them, put myself at their level, and listen for real to what they and banish thee from her. And I know that it's true because I've seen it. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. And so it behooves me to change my practice. How does the plant or mixture of plants, ayahuasca, do it to show me films about myself that teach me things about my weak spots? How does the plant do it to show me what I don't want to see about myself, or don't usually manage to see? Where does it get the material? And how does it do it to show me these images inside my little head?
Yura yura garzitai, ni yura yura garzitai. Pichini yai, ni pichini yai, pichini yai, pichinai, ni pichini yai, pichinai, pichini yai, pichinai, ni pichini yai, pichinai, pichini yai, pichinai, ni pichini yai, pichinai. Tarawiyu, tarawi, ni tarawiyu, tarawi, tarawiyu, tarawi, ni tarawiyu, tarawi, tarawiyu, tarawi, ni tarawiyu, tarawi, tarawiyu, tarawi, ni tarawiyu, tarawi.
Shock of seeing this reality is that it leaves ordinary reality in the dust. And what is this reality and non-reality? What if it were just one more dichotomy? What if instead of asking what is more real on one side or the other, what if we just blew up the opposition between the two and accepted to superpose different realities, different states of consciousness? So I think it's in my interest to combine systems of knowledge, combine ordinary and non-ordinary consciousness. And it's about going back and forth like a kind of a weaver. Sometimes lucid, sometimes drunken, sometimes lucid, and sometimes drunken. Slowly but surely the tapestry emerges.
Ayutana, Vaso Ayutana, Vaso Ayutamato, China Vaso Ayu, Chinaka Vaso, Chinaka Ima, Bima Bovano, Chinaka Kovimaki, Soishina Ko, Satoshina Boka, Davi Mabova.
What I see as I look at the tapestry is that what we call nature is intelligent. I see intelligence in nature. I superpose the two maps and I see the treasure. And the treasure is an intelligent nature of which we are a part.
Rao Yovano, Rao Akatana, Hanewa Painima, Racho Robo Yamake, Nacho Nacho Bovano, Miyacho Cabovano, Chinacho Cabovano. Yontana, Chocaso Yontana, Miani Chinovano, Rajoni Chiontana, Buonso Año Chamana, Buonso Año Valle, Añotana, Buonso Año Chamaso, Buonso Año Tana, no dry Casanande, no dry Casanande. Hoi bu wa sanande, hoi bu wa kanove, no drai ka sanande. He no drai ka sanande. No te bendice o bendice bo yamage no yo rabo tebe bendice bo yamana cano sana nơ tơ cano sana Shama, mera mai sonka, ira kechavo.
Siamawe, Zamakaya Amawe, Amaka Siamawe, Zamakaya Amawe. Mia Mavisa, Waronda Kayamai, Amaka Siamawe, Zamakaya Amawe. Hawi mayatiki miyaka pakao no kowe tikana hanero no mayonku.
The rain is falling on the leaves. The sound is relaxing. After the ayahuasca experience, I'm looking for rest. My body's tired after the ordeal. And sleep and rest are welcome. Sleep will take me to the land of dreams, which is just next door to the land of visions. According to the indigenous people, the ayahuasca visions and dreams are of the same world.